Killer cam, killer cam, killer cam, killer cam, killer cam, yeah, killer cam, 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 yeah, killer cam, 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 yeah, killer cam, 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 yeah, killer cam, killer cam, killer cam, killer cam. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Curious Red Flags versus the World Morning Show. I'm your host, Nick Carthan. First of all, shout out to everyone on break listening to the show, or anyone that's at their cubicle right now, working, watching the show, one AirPod in their ear, multitasking. Shout out to the people that just home ain't doing shit watching the show. I appreciate you as well. Y'all see the New York, yeah. Tonight's a big night. Tonight is a very big night. It is Dipset versus the Locks. And if you listen to the entrance of the show, killer cam, killer cam, killer cam, killer cam, yeah, killer cam, killer cam, you know who I'm rooting for. But let me just say this, because I don't want to sound like an asshole, but I'm going to sound like an asshole. If you've never bought, I'm not talking about the albums. If you never bought the Dipset mixtapes, volume 1 through 4, I'm talking about the first mixtape had the whole Dipset on the cover. The second mixtape with Rico and Jim Jones in the cover. The third mixtape, like if you haven't bought all the Joel Santana mixtapes, back like Cook Crack mixtapes, 1 through 3, if you didn't have the More Than Music album, if you've never bought a Sheet Loose album, if you never bought a Styles P album, The Gangsters and the Gentlemen, if you never bought the Jada Kiss first album with We Knock Yourself Out and keep your put your hands up. No, put your hands down. You never had that, please do not debate with me about hey, see, this is why Isaac and Cleaver are married. The fact that Isaac put Volume 1 was a classic and his wife put mixtapes 1. First of all, Isaac, that lets me know that your lady is a gangster. Because Volume 1 and 2, you just didn't buy in Sam Goodies or The Wiz. You had to buy those 2 mixtapes on the street. On the street. African man on the carpet selling the DVDs. Let's talk about it. If you never owned any of this music, I'm not arguing with no one tonight. I'm watching the Dipset. I'm going to say it politely. I'm watching the Dipset battle versus the Locks. I'm turning off my phone. Don't nobody knock on my door. Don't nobody try to call me. Don't nobody try to text me unless it pertains to the battle. I believe the battle starts today at, let me see, what time the versus battle start today? What time does it start? Because if it starts on time, let me see. What time does the battle start today? The battle starts at 6:30 my time. So I might do a recap tonight, or I might do it tomorrow morning. But I might do the recap tonight. But if you don't know about any of the Locks or Dipset music, do not harass me. If the last song you heard from the Locks was all about the Benjamins, just delete your page. Delete it. If you ever own SDE or Confessions with Fire, Purple Haze, Come Home With Me. If you don't know about Cookies and Apple Juice, if you don't understand the lyric This is for my people that stand alone, get it gone. From a thick chick in sandals. Hey, I'm from a town where the skinny niggas bang. If you don't understand that, we don't need to have a conversation. We don't need to have a conversation. I'm just letting you know that right now. I just want to get that off my chest. Today, we have a dope show. We have a dope director, black woman, producer on the show today. And I'm so glad to have her because she's the woman who's given me the opportunity to be in this movie that I cannot wait for you guys to see. I mean, there's a soundtrack. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to dig too much into it because she'll be here in about 25 minutes. So I definitely cannot wait for that to go on. But till we get there, let's talk. Let's get into a little news. You know, let's talk into it. New York City's mayor. Breaking news. New York City Mayor Bill Blasio announces first in the nation policy requiring that you get the shot for indoor activities like restaurants, fitness, and entertainment. He's basically saying when he passes this, if you don't have the shot, you will not be able to do any indoor activities like restaurant, fitness, or entertainment in New York City. They passing the bar, guys. I hate to say it. I don't know if a lockdown is going to happen because it looks like they are definitely enforcing this. They're enforcing the shot. They're enforcing it. And, you know, I will say this. Although I don't believe in forcing anyone to get anything, I believe this is a risk because I believe that the numbers, not in the germ, but the numbers as far as the restaurants and entertainment will go down. People will start cooking at home. People will be like, fuck that, I'm going to cook at home. That's it. Oh, I can't go to the gym? I'm going to go on Amazon and buy some weights. Oh, I can't be at work? I'm going to work from home. I'm going to sell dope. That's what's going to happen. I think they need to really rethink this and really just figure out something else. Because everything that a lot of these cities have been trying to do really isn't working. I'll take you way back. Let's turn the pages 20 pages back. I feel as if had you guys took your time with the open up, like had you just locked that, because let's be real, y'all make money. I mean, literally, not make money, but y'all make money. Like y'all have money. I feel like you guys should have took your time with this lockdown. You let everybody out with mixed messages. There are people who don't even really, from what I see, that don't really know the rules of the vaccine. And what I mean by the rules, they don't really understand how it works. I still see people saying that people who are vaccinated are still getting the virus, which is crazy because they never said it stops you from getting it. They said it stops you from going to the hospital. That's number one. Number two, the way there's so many different reports coming out from the news against it and with it, people are confused. I mean, you guys are to blame at first. You guys told people they can go out, right? You told people they can go out. Only the vaccinated can have their mask off. And then y'all said that so many people were vaccinated that regular people who weren't vaccinated can take their mask off. And then everyone went crazy. Everybody had their mask off. And then, you know, when you involve niggas, and when I mean niggas, I don't just mean black people. I mean niggas on all forms. I'm talking about hustlers. People started selling the vaccinated cards. I mean, you go to most establishments, they're not checking to see. You make people get vaccinated. You give them a card. They're going to certain establishments. They're not even checking because people want to make money. Xavion said, Nick, I can't believe you. Of course I'm rolling with the dip set. Are you damn right I'm rolling with Dipset? You goddamn right. I don't believe it's going. Listen, let me explain something to everybody right now, real quick. This is a New Yorker, so I'm going to talk to him real quick. I want you guys to pay attention to what I'm about to say to Z. It's a good friend of mine. Jadakiss already battled Fabulous. When Jada battled Fabulous, he played 4 to 5 lock songs, maybe 7 of them, when he beat Fab. Dipset hasn't been seen together as a group in a long time. They're performing at the Garden. I'm telling you, when they play their first song, Dipset, 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 it's over. The Garden is gonna go crazy. Now, let me explain something. Jada, the Locks, let me explain this to people. The Locks, you have to be from the city to understand that when Jadakiss plays, put your hands up. Nah, fuck that. Put your hands down. Nah, fuck that. Shirts is off, titties is out, and you know when I'm around, hardest niggas in the city is out. That song was a hit. When that song came out, the roof tore off the city. Knock yourself out. Mommy did a bid for a year and a half. The Locks got like, yo, Styles P, I Get High. The GOAT, the Gangster and the Gentleman. Chic Luke's, everywhere we go, people wanna know who we are. So we tell them this is D Block, mighty, mighty D Block. Just go, daddy. Everywhere we go, people wanna know. Yo, all about the Benjamins. But let me tell you this right now. If Jadakiss pulls out Why, the battle is over. They might play it. Jadakiss and Styles might play their verse from Banned from TV. Jadakiss might play an underground song. I don't care who you got. The whole world know Kiss is hot. They might play that. But now let's go into the Dipset. I'm from the city where the skinny niggas bang. Oh! Dipset anthem. Wash. Ballin'. Wash. Welcome to New York City. Wash. Crunk music. Wash. Certified Gangster. Wash. Oh boy. Wash. Hey ma. No. Hey ma. What's up? Wash. I just named 8, 9 songs. Let me know. Wash. 357, wash. Mic check 1 2 1 2, wash. Wash. Bring the tide. Bring the cascade. It's a wash. The Locks might get 7 songs. And I'm being nice. You see the hat? You want to see 46-year-old niggas in the garden wearing 12-inch large 40XL t-shirts. There will be pink outfits. Niggas with guts with tight jeans on. It's going to be a wash tonight. It's a wash. Get the quarters for the laundromat. It's a goddamn wash. You know it, and I know it. I love the Locks. I love them. I love Kiss. I like the Locks when they look like Ninja Turtles. I love the Locks. This is just the wrong battle. I honestly wish they would have battled G-Unit. That's who, if you were a true Dipset fan, and you remember when their mixtapes came out, G-Unit mixtapes was coming out, and everybody was looking at who was better. Because realistically, the mixtape game was what the Dipset and G-Unit locked down. That's what I would have loved to see. But 50 said he wants to forget the G-Unit group. So it is what it is. But back to what the mayor of New York City said. People probably be like, well, you don't live in New York. Why do you care? I am from New York. I care. And the reason why I should care is because this is something that's going to spread state to state. I can already tell this is something that's going to go on from state to state. But like I said, I feel like it's going to be a disadvantage because if you're going to mandate that people get the needle to go into certain establishments from now on, and they can't get them without it, y'all gonna lose money. I really think at this point they sent out too many mixed messages, and it is not. And you know, right now people are confused, people are scared, and I feel like another lockdown might be in order. I feel like that you know, and it's looking like they're trying to do everything but that. Those numbers are rising, not because, and I'm gonna be honest with you, yeah, it's partly people, but it's y'all too. It is y'all. What's up, Lynette J? It is y'all as well. Because y'all are in the media putting out mixed messages. We were locked down. Everybody was following the rules. Y'all opened the city up. I was on online every way, and I saw people were fine with being home. Shit, Amazon became my best friend. I was ordering shit from Amazon every day. As long as y'all was sending that money I was using, I was going to Amazon. But y'all opened up. So, I mean, shit. That's all y'all. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think the way you're going about it, if you guys are going to mandate people go get this stuff done, it's not going to be good, man. It's not going to be good at all. I feel like you guys are going to lose money going that route. We got to be smarter about this. Please hit the like button. Please hit the share button, y'all. Hit the like button. hit the share button. A lot of people have been winning the Olympics. I think Simone Biles won bronze for the beam competition. I really wish she didn't compete. I really wish she didn't compete. I wish she would have stood out the whole time and made people realize what her presence was missed. But you know, shout out to Simone Biles. She won the bronze. They failed by saying that the shot was a cure for yeah. But and see, that's another thing. I just said that too, London. I said just a minute ago that people are confused on what the shot was for. The shot does not stop you from getting sick. It keeps you out the hospital. So whenever I see like people post stuff on Instagram and I see people say, well, the shot, people are still getting it from the shot. No one ever said that the shot was supposed to stop it. It was supposed to keep people out the hospital. So it's just like, but somehow the message got misconstrued. It got misconstrued somehow, and I just feel like the way they're going with things right now, is crazy. You gotta be, yeah, it's supposed to do that. And people that have had it, who have gotten it, haven't had crazy symptoms, haven't had the symptoms or whatever. So it's like, look, this is my thing. I'm not here to promote anyone getting it. I am here to promote that. I'm here to promote this. Do your own research. But wear a mask as well. Wear a mask. Do what you need to do to keep yourself protected. Because I'm looking online. I see a lot of my comedy comrades. One of my comedy comrades, man, I can't even reach out to him because he's in the hospital. Send my prayers to him. But he's he has it, and he also along with it got walking pneumonia and something else. And it's like, there has to be some type of answer to the situation. Like I said, this update is, I just saw the New York mayor basically said that, what's up, babe? The New York mayor just said just now that in order to do they're mandating the shot. In order to do indoor dining, entertainment, or anything, you're not going to be able to do any of this stuff unless you get the shot. Here's the thing, like I said, this might backfire on them, because let me tell you something about black people. Black people that don't want the shot, they're gonna start cooking at home. Motherfuckers gonna be like, oh, I can't come to your restaurant. Barbecues in the backyard, cookouts, wintertime, cookouts inside, taco parties. Let me tell you something. White Castles and McDonald's is about to make a lot of money, because people just won't go to your restaurants. People want to start ordering out. The Chinese food stock, let me tell you, the Chinese food spots, they don't care about any shot. They're going to serve that chicken and broccoli. They're going to serve them rib tips. They're going to serve that General Tso's chicken. Ain't nobody stopping Mr. Wang from selling the 4 chicken wings, french fries, and ketchup. Nobody. So, as far as entertainment goes, fuck the movies. People gonna be like, hey, I got Netflix, I got Hulu, I got the Fire Stick. The gym, people will build a gym in their house. Everybody knows someone that was locked up before. They're gonna get what they need. So, like I said, I just feel like y'all they're selling fake. That's what I said, niggas selling fake cards. So I just feel like instead of trying to force it on people, y'all need to go back to square one. Y'all need to lock shit down, bring everybody back in, and figure out a new way to make this happen. Y'all caused this. Shit, if I was in New York, I know shit. Y'all wanna stop us from going to the movie theaters, and we ain't got a vaccine card. Nigga, I go to my man Timbo down there on the Jamaica Avenue. The Africans, they got the little movies on the carpet. Hey, what's up, man? Let me get that, and that. Let me get all the Marvel movies. Me and my wife ready for another shutdown. Our morning started at 4. Listen, our morning started at 7:00 p.m. during the lockdown. We turned all the clocks off. It didn't matter what time it was. It was just straight movies, eating, and fucking. The lockdown was so crazy, we was watching Bird Box. We watched Bird Box 13 times. 13 times. Had they just listened to the old white man and not let niggas in the house, he would be alive today. He said, what are you, a simpleton, bitch? Bird Box. Man, that movie was killing during the quarantine, wasn't it? Bird Box and the goddamn Tiger King. Tiger King was slinging dick to everybody all the guys that was working at the goddamn Tiger Farm. Anybody that wanted to play with the tiger, he was there. But listen, y'all, I have a dope show for you guys today. I told you guys that I want you guys to hit the like button. I want you guys to share this live. I told you guys that I was 2 weeks ago, well, not more than 2 weeks ago, about 3 months ago, me and my wife were hit up to be a part of a project. We had got sent the scripts. And when I tell you this was the first project for me where I was flown out, taken care of, and then put on punishment. We were locked down in the house with our scripts stapled to each door. Now, each door. And I got to work with one of the dopest directors I've met. I'm not just saying it because I'm in the film, but I mean, but this director was totally dope. It's director, producer, puts out her own projects. Black woman, right? Stay that as well. And I am so excited to have her on the show today. We're going to talk to her. We're going to find out more. So I want you guys to put your red flags in the comment section. Please share this because this is someone I want you guys to meet. I want you guys to know who she is. Give it up for the one, the only Nikki Whalen. Nikki Whalen in the house.
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. You're loud and clear. Loud and clear. Got your name on the screen. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. How about you?
I'm great. How's your morning going?
It's been pretty eventful, but it's going. So that's good.
So let's get into this.
Okay.
When did you first, where are you from, Nikki?
I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
St. Louis, Missouri. Now, I want to ask you on the show, what is the dip? Because I've met a lot of people from St. Louis, and then whenever I bring up East St. Louis,
No.
What is so talk to me. What is this East St. Louis thing?
Okay, so St. Louis, we have grass in our yard. East St. Louis, I don't know what to tell you. That's I'll just stop there.
Everybody I speak to has had a different thing to say. You're the first one I heard say that you don't have no grass in the yard. Okay. Director, producer, how did you get started in this business?
How did I get started? I went to college in Nashville, Tennessee State University. But when I was there, I wanted to be a sportscaster. And worked at a TV station for a little bit. Didn't really like it because, I didn't really know sports that well. So a friend of mine took me to this festival for the International Black Film Festival. And I had never been to a festival before, but when I got there and I saw all these like little bootleg films, I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. Like, what? Because I was a kid that grew up basically watching a TV show, and then I would turn around and rewrite how I thought the ending would be. I was just entertaining myself. But when I went to that film festival, it like unlocked everything. Like, oh, this is how you make a movie, and it starts with a script. And so it kind of started the seed, or the door was open at that festival. So shout out to the IBFF and Mark Jackson, who you met on set. We've been longtime friends, so he was a big part in kind of introducing me to the film world.
Okay. So you went to school for the film. What after school, what was the next step of your mission?
So after school, I was actually working for this production company, but they were more. I used to work for the company and then the church that I went to. So, but I was doing more production. So I was working with cameras, I was working with lights and editing and all that stuff. So I knew everything about behind the camera, but it still wasn't connected to film. It was all promo, churchy stuff, whatever. So after that film festival, I sat down and I wrote a script or whatever called How Long Did It Last? And my friend Melanie, who you met, she was the writer of our project. She was like, girl, you should shorten it and like submit it to some festivals so you can win some money and then you can do it. I was like, okay, that's a great idea. That's easy. So I shortened it down to like 20 pages and I shot it. I stole the equipment from my job and went and shot everything for this little short film in about probably 4 days. But I did everything by myself. The sound, you hear me walking in the background in some scenes, but I was so proud of this little short film, and it actually started going on tour. So, because they had like an HIV/AIDS theme or whatever. So we started touring different churches and schools, talking about, because back then people didn't talk about sex and HIV and, all that stuff or whatever. So it was just this taboo issue. And that's what kind of got things started. And then I got the attention of these other people in Nashville. They were like the theater heads. And they were like, hey, I wrote this play. I want to turn it into a movie. Will you work with us? And I'm like, yeah. Can you produce it? What's a producer? So I learned what a producer was. We did the same thing we did in our project. We were in the executive producer's his home, and we shot the whole movie in his house. And I ended up editing the movie, and they gave me a producer credit. And I was like, oh, this is cool. So those two projects kind of got me moving. The other one was called the 70% Club, and then we ended up in Blockbuster. That's how old this is. And I thought I had made it. Like, oh, I got a movie in Blockbuster. It's
Hey, you had a movie in Blockbuster?
In Blockbuster, yes.
That's dope. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
What was the name of the movie?
The 70% Club.
The 70% Club. Okay.
And that was written by Mary McCallum.
That's dope. It's funny you said I think everyone has stolen from their job. I think it's like a golden rule that you I remember when I used to work at the gym, I had took multiple dumbbells.
Dumbbells.
It was a very hard job to take these dumbbells. I took multiple dumbbells from this job. Okay.
Why?
Huh?
But why?
What what it was? I knew I was on my way out. Whenever you're on your way out, you got a clean house.
Okay.
Like, no matter what job. Like when I worked at an office job, you know how many Post-its I stole from the job? Post-its, paper clips, shit that I don't ever use.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, did your road ever take you to Hollywood?
It did. So in 2009, so mind you, so the production company I was working for, they kind of dissolved. And then I started, working for the church full time. And I used to edit. So I did this book commercial for my pastor and posted it on Facebook. That's what you do back then. And somebody in LA saw the commercial and they reached out to my old pastor's assistant. And they were like, hey, we got this conference coming up in LA. Who did this book commercial? We need somebody to edit a commercial for us. So he, connected me to the lady, and I was like, okay, I'll do it or whatever. And she said, and this is LA. This is totally, you in LA. She was like, we don't have a budget, but your payment would be a VIP ticket to the conference, and then a hotel room or whatever. But you have to make, get your own flight. So I was like, oh, okay. So I didn't want to go because it was called the Merge Summit, but it was just like a music. It was like where Christian music meets the entertainment or something. And I was just like, okay. So I said, let me just see how much the flights are. So I found a flight literally for a round trip from here or from Nashville to LA for $150. And I thought that was crazy. So I was like, okay, yeah, well, let me go. Went to the conference, met all the right people that I thought it was right at the time. Came back to Nashville, quit my job, sold my house, got rid of all my furniture, moved to LA. And the journey began in 2009.
You moved to LA. How long you lived in LA for?
I was there for 9 years.
So for the 9 years in LA, tell me just what it was like pursuing being a director or just being in film altogether. And you could be raw. You could tell me however it is. Don't drop any names or no, just whatever stories you have, because I just feel like a lot of people, like, one of the things that I gotta say before you answer that question is saying I'm gonna do it. I remember when I was on set, somebody asked me a question on set, and they were like, "What made you go to LA?" And I remember saying, I told someone, I was like, "Man, you know what? The first thing I thought of was I'd rather fail trying than to fail being at." Because I know people that be at home and they'd be like, "Oh, I could have did that, and then I could have did this." Mm-hmm. So when I moved to LA, the whole fail thing really just left because I was like, I'm doing it. I'm out here, but when you come out here, it's like a high school all over again. Yeah. Because you got to start over and you got to meet a different, it's a different ball game. So what was your experience moving to LA?
Okay. I have so many different
starts. You good.
Okay. First I'll say this. Overall, my LA, it's definitely a roller coaster. Mm-hmm. In LA, I tell people it's amazing to visit, but when you live there, it's totally different because it's a constant grind. It's like hurdle. You got to keep up with the herd. You know what I mean? Keep up, or you can be left behind or whatever. So, when I first started my first 2 years out there, I just wanted to soak up because I'm a visual learner. So I wanted to soak up as much as I could. So I was interning at 6 different companies at the same time. And I would split my days up, like, this day I'll go to these 2 places. I'll do a half a day. I'll do a half a day here, blah, blah, blah. And I just loved it. It was free, but I didn't care because I wanted to learn and see what it was like. And then plus I was trying to get my foot in any door because I was, I had to film in Blockbuster. You know what I'm saying? What? Girl. I had to film in Blockbuster. So I'm going there. In the back of my mind, I had my very first short film on my radar that I was going to sell, and it was going to get picked up and everything was going to be great and my family would be set for life. No. So I had 27 jobs in LA.
Not all at the same time. I'm hoping.
But my whole time there, the 9 years I was there, I had 27 jobs. That in itself says a lot because in LA, and other people don't understand this, you don't really try to get a job. You just have a job so you can pay your rent and survive. I use my jobs to do that. Had roommates, always roommates. But I used majority of the money I got to pay for my films, my short films. I hooked up with 2, they're like my brothers, hooked up with 2 guys. We worked together on a lot of projects. I was producing a lot of, shorts and web content. And, I didn't get into the feature stuff until like 2015, but a lot of short film content, web series and stuff like that, because when you're out there, I was like in a bubble, because we're all creating, we're all having fun. Oh, we're going to sell this to Diddy. Oh, we're going to sell this to Russell Simmons. Like it was always possibility around the corner. And after a while, it got to the point where it felt like I was chasing this carrot. I'll tell you one story though about the first year. My first year there, I was at this particular company, and I'm not going to say the company or the name, but I was, what was I? I don't know. I was just a whatever. So my job was to basically read the scripts that this person didn't want to read so they can see if they want to greenlight them and produce them. So I had this one script coming in. It was really good, but it was by a new writer. And he was like, no, that's trash. That's stupid. Because I was like telling him why I was good and I think he should read it and blah, blah, blah. And he was just like, nah, here, read this. It was a Friday. He said, read this and get back with me. Let me know what you think Monday. He was like so puffed up. I'm like, okay. So that night I go home, I read the script, and it's horrible. But I'm like, dude, how am I going to, I can't tell him it's horrible. What am I going to say? What's the politically correct thing to say? So I get my speech together. I go back Monday, and I'm like, oh, I said this, I said that. I like had it really dressed up so nicely. And he's like, okay, cool. Thank you. So I'm walking out of his office. He's like, oh, I forgot to ask you, did you laugh? And I was like, oh, it was a comedy? He tore me to shreds. I'm ignorant. I'm this, I'm that. Because I didn't, basically his friend wrote the script and he got offended. You know what I mean? So he was just like, how dare I not know this? And of course it's a comedy. And the fact that I didn't laugh was because I was ignorant and I was this girl from St. Louis. And he literally tore me apart, where I went home that night like, did I make the right choice? Was I supposed to come out here? Like, because I didn't know, we were going back and forth or whatever. And I was kind of holding my own. And then he threw in the word, God, I should know this because every film has been based off of this word. Oh my gosh. It's like a dark comedy, but it's a word for dark comedy. Crap, I can't think of the word right now. You said that word.
A word for dark comedy?
Yeah. Satire.
I'll find it while you go.
It was satire.
Okay.
He was like satirical. Have you heard of satirical? And I was like, and then that's when he pounced because I paused for a minute. So my homework for him was he made me go and look at all these different films. I had to look at all these satirical type comedies and do all this research or whatever. It was a blessing in disguise. But my next project had most of my projects have that satirical, it's basically making fun of stuff that's not funny or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but yeah, that night I went home, I cried. I was just like, I don't know if I did the right thing. Maybe, I'm not really that smart. I'm just like this beating myself up or whatever, because he was just on it and just beat me down. And so fast forward a few years later, I run into him at a birthday party and he's drunk, whatever. You don't know who he is. He's drunk and he's like, he's like, Nicole, oh my God, I'm so sorry about what I said to you. And that he was still holding that because that movie came out and everything I argued or tried to argue that day was in the movie. He changed it. He changed the certain characters. So I was like, this is like this, and this is acting like Medea, and this is da-da-da. But he heard me, he changed it. But of course, he wasn't going to tell a little peon that because, he was so who he was at the time or whatever. But he apologized to me X amount of years later and said he was wrong and he shouldn't have talked to me like that. And he's always felt so bad. So I appreciated that. But that's
one of the things that I learned in our business is that it's very hard to be honest.
Yeah.
Depending on who you're messing with. You're from St. Louis, I'm from New York. We come from places where it's a lot of tough love and real. But when you come out here, you really have to. I tell people all the time when I go back home and they don't believe me, but you really have to. What's the word? You have to kind of just not be real with certain things, or you'll lose out on opportunities. Like with me in comedy, you can't tell someone like, hey, I didn't think that was funny, because then they look at you like you're weird, and people are in this protective bubble. So you really have to watch who you step toes on out here. But it's kind of dope that you basically Carmen said he should have compensated you for mistreating you.
Carmen.
But yeah, but like clearly that didn't stop you. Clearly you developed tough skin.
Oh yeah.
So all right, you're in Hollywood. What was the straw for you that was like? Well, I don't want to say that you're done with. What was the straw for you that was like, all right, let me develop my own shit. Let me put out my own project. Let's get there. Like, what made you say? I'm gonna segue from this story to what me meeting you. What was your thing where you were like, okay, I'm gonna put out all my own stuff real quick. Everybody, we have Nikki Whalen on the show. This director producer of the new movie that's coming out. It hasn't come out yet, called This Is Life. I'm a part of the project as well. Carmen's a part of the project, and many other dope actors are in it as well. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you guys hit the like button, share the live. Also follow Nikki as well on Instagram. Because also I want you guys to go to this website right here, which is called www.thisislifethemovie.com. So you guys can get updates, newsletters, and everything about the movie. If you guys support me, you definitely want to support Nikki. We are in this movie as well, so please support her. This is a black woman who was also, clearly she's a black woman, but she's a black woman who's a director and a producer putting out. She has several projects that she's put out before that This Is the Life movie. But right now I'm in the middle of the question that I'm asking her is, what made you say, hey, shit, I want to do my own. I want to put my own projects out. What made you say that? What made you do that? What was the point where you said, all right, let me do this?
Okay, so probably 2013, 2012, going back to the 27 jobs, let's see. I was working at the airport as TSA. And for whatever reason, and this is how I know that, first off, I definitely know that my path, my steps have been ordered by God. I don't know. Like I said, like the dude said, I was this and I was that or whatever, because I didn't have film school education. I tried to go to film school, could not get in. First time, second time, couldn't afford it. So I literally taught myself all of this stuff on my own. So there was this one project, working at TSA. I get fired for no reason at all. But I was like, dude, if I'm going out with a bang. So I created this project called Morgan. And Morgan was my very first satire project about a woman who's looking for love. She's frustrated or whatever. So she alters her personality to deceive a dude to, basically date her, fall in love, but she accidentally gets pregnant. And so screened it, we did everything in my apartment complex. This is when I had got on one of the lists, and I lived in like a little fancy apartment or whatever, and had all the pool and the gym and all of this stuff. And after I screened it, the feedback that I got was so amazing. People were like, oh, this should be on Showtime. This should be on Netflix. Because this is right when Orange is the New Black had first come out. So to hear these people saying these things about it, I'm just like, oh, I was just trying to do this before I had to move back home. It literally saved me from not having to go back home, because I met other people, other producers and stuff like that wanted to work on projects to try to get them, picked up by whatever. But I would say the constant no's, because even though these other projects I'm producing and these pilots that we're doing, they're good, but they never went anywhere. It was just our little celebration. So from there, I was just like, you know what? I'm tired of chasing this carrot. Like, let me just build a portfolio. That was how it started. Let me build a portfolio. So when I do go to this network or to this, company or whatever, I can say, oh, look, I've done this and I've done that. And this is this genre and this is that genre. Because again, I still had that dude on my shoulder in the back of my head saying stuff. So I always kind of wanted to prove him wrong. And so that
same dude.
The same dude. I mean, even though, because it bothered me, because it really bothered me. That one word. And I know he said some horrible stuff. He said some really bad stuff or whatever. But
just to make you feel good real quick. When I graduated, I was working at this program with kids, and there was this gym teacher there. And I went to the pizzeria one day with two girls and my boy, and the pizzeria only took debit card. I don't know why, but I had cash. And the gym teacher walked in there, and he gave the debit card. He paid for the food for me. And he was like, and he laughed, and he said this to me. He was like, hey, man, you're funny, but I'm gonna tell you, that's all you have. If you don't make it, you're never gonna be shit. This is what he said to me, right? So literally, every time I lost a job, somehow this dude would appear. But he didn't know I lost a job. I would just see him. So I know what you're talking about, because constantly when I do stuff, I think about him. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when this movie comes out, I want to make sure I tag him to it. So every pop-up come up, he can just see it and be like, look. Well, yeah, go ahead.
Yes, no, I love that. I guess, yeah, they're like our motivating factors and our what's the word? Protagonists, I guess. But So yeah, because okay, first I was like, well, maybe it's just my projects. But when I started producing with my, my LA brothers, and I'm like, no, this looks really good. And they have better equipment than I had and stuff like that. And we were still not getting picked up by this network or that network. I was just like, okay, this is for the birds. I don't have time to keep getting my hopes up high. I'm gonna just the slogan I created: make yourself proud, and the world will catch on. I literally live by that since 2006. I like it. Yeah, it may have this issue or that issue, but I'm proud of it because there's a lot of people that went to film school that haven't even done a film outside of film school. You know what I mean? And so I have done over 20. You know what I mean? So it's just like with each one, you learn a lesson, and then I can teach the next person. So it's just all about, I feel like, pulling the next person up, or just all working together, because other races, they get it. They work together. They take a chance on themselves or on new faces and stuff like that. But Black people got to have, this celebrity or this gimmick or that gimmick. And I didn't have a gimmick. That was the other downfall. I didn't know how to walk in a room and lie my way to a meeting or whatever. I'm just honest. I'm blunt at times, but still respectful. And people didn't, they say you need to be in New York. You should be in New York. You're too honest to be out here. But I'm like, meh, I'm here though.
So let's get right into it. I'm on this very show that I'm doing right now.
Okay.
I do Monday. I do well, not just this show, but every day I have been live. And there was someone in my comment section that was like, tell your wife to contact me. Now, how this internet works, that person didn't have a profile picture. So I just thought it was a bot, and I ignored it for weeks. And then they text the number at the bottom of the screen, and I don't respond to the text app because that app is only used to promote the show.
Okay.
But they left a long text message. I took the phone to Carmen and I said, babe, this person is asking for you for, I don't know, they're asking for you, whatever. She calls and she tells me, she says, babe, I'm going to St. Louis to film this movie. I'm like, from the phone call. Then one day she hits me up and is like, babe, I need you to read the script. I was like, why? She's like, they want you in the movie as well. We send we weren't together because she was on the road. So we filmed our parts separately and then we stuck them together. I had to edit it, and then I sent it to her, nervous, because I'm like, man, we didn't do this together. We sent it to you guys, and then I get this message where we are now part of this movie. From the script comes to us, all the details, and when we're supposed to come out there comes to us. We fly out there, not knowing what to expect. Come to this house, and we meet a whole cast full of people. Whole dope cast. I think it was about 4 guys, 5 guys, 6 girls, 6 ladies.
Yeah, 11 total. Yeah,
11 total in this house, like a reality show, for about a total of 5 days, right? So I think we came out there on a Wednesday.
Yeah,
we came out there on Wednesday and we left on a Monday morning.
6 days.
6 days. Literally, we felt like we lived there because it became the cast became a family. It definitely did. Because I ain't gonna lie, the first day, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like a lot of people know that acting energy, when like it'd be weird because some people have a lot of energy, like, hey, how you doing? So it's like, but we all got cool. Everybody had fun. Listen, you feed me, I'm good. We were taken care of. Like I had different styles of food every day.
See, but your wife, she looked out for you. She said, "Now my husband like to eat, so we need to make sure that I go to the store myself." I said, "No, we got you. We got both of y'all."
She put it in the paperwork. He has to he has to eat
his meals.
She definitely looked out. So with that, we came on the set, and the next day it was time to work. I seen a whole crew, right, full of cameras, lights, ladders, train tracks, all in the house, and you were in charge of the actors, the crew. I mean, you had a dope team. There was James. I don't remember the other dude's name. I'm mad. I don't remember his name. He helped out with the crew. What's his name?
Mark.
Bald-headed. Yep. Mark. James was there. Darius. I think his name was the makeup. The dust. We're gonna talk about Dust. The Dust guy. And we just and you were manning both of these, and the project had to get done in 5 days. What were you going through that whole time while that project was going on? Now that it's over, you could go ahead.
Now that it's over, the real, honestly, I was good. I was on a high the first day because we were like 2.5 hours ahead, and everything was flowing. And I was like, yeah. Because here's the thing: the DP, when we met, or when I sent him the script, he was like, "Oh my God, Nicole, I had never worked with him before." And just how I ended up having to meet him was everything was so rushed because we changed the dates and we had to change other things, connected to so everything was still like, is this going to happen? Are we going to, because if we wouldn't have shot when we did, we would have had to do next year, if we would have done next year, And so he was like, oh my God, 77 pages in 4 days. That's very aggressive. I was like, I know, but I have a way, I have a strategy, this and that. It's one location. It's one night, so it's not a lot of wardrobe, hair, da-da-da-da. So I kind of convinced him that way. And then he told me that his friends were doubting him. Like, dude, you cannot shoot a feature film in 4 days. Like, you're crazy. You're crazy. So I think we kind of gelled on that. So that first day when we were like actually getting it and getting these shots in, and y'all were at the park, everything was looking good. It was great. Then we hit a bump, a huge 2.5 hour bump. And I'm still trying to, I'll be honest, it didn't deflate me, but it hit a pocket real hard. I was just like, oh my God, my shoulder. So because at this point, I was like, okay, I have people that were supposed to shoot everything in the kitchen, everything was mapped out. Because here's the thing, I had it scheduled to where we were going to finish in 3 days instead of the 4.
I remember.
We were going to surprise everybody. We were going to have a little wrap party, and just chill and relax and rest. So when that hit, I was just like, oh my God, what are we going to do? So my main thing was, then I got into the, because another thing in LA, outside of producing and directing, I did a lot of assistant directing, as well as producing and directing and stuff. So I was wearing about 3 hats, in that moment. So now I have to get back in scheduling mode. How are we going to pick up 5 scenes that we couldn't get to tonight? What am I going to do with these ladies and men that have a full face of makeup on and we have nothing to shoot? So I was like, Demetrius, can we do that? Let's change it. Can we please do the photo shoot tonight? So that way everyone, because I just hate to waste Darius's time and time period. So after that night, that's when the cameras needed to be rolling for a reality show, because it was just not stressful, but like, all right, let's go. I'm going to have to kind of taper away. Like when I kind of get in the zone. So I'm here. You could be talking to me, but I don't really hear you because I'm kind of thinking about the next thing. I'm just like, okay, we need to blah, 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 blah. So it was kind of that person coming to the foreground every day. And then by the 4th day, she was fully there because I was just snapping and, yelling and whatever, because I'm like, we got to keep it on track. We got to get it done. You guys were going back home. Other people were leaving. The house, we rented an Airbnb. We had to be out of the house. So there was no excuses. We had to get it done. And I promised the DP that we would never go over 12 hours. So the first day we were good because we ended early, of course. The second day we went over by 30 minutes, but it was okay. The third day we were okay. That last day we did go over by 2 hours, but it was the last day and we had to get it done. So I don't know. I was stressed, but I was still me. but I had moments of being really like irritable or whatever. I felt bad at the end of the day, like, oh, I feel like I'm being so mean, but I just kind of have to be like a drill sergeant at times just to kind of keep people focused, because no one knows the other things that are at risk or at stake. You know what I mean? So
let me tell you the funniest that we offset. Now we off the field. The funniest thing that happened. But I was happy that you did it. But I was telling Carmen, I was like, I'm gonna eat. So this was the last day, right? And the crew broke for lunch. So you was like, nah, if they ain't gonna get this right, they ain't not gonna eat. But we had to swallow our pride and realize that it was the last day. It was the last day, and this had to get done. I had to absolutely say this. I think me and Carmen were the only two actors that stayed in the house.
Yes.
Yeah, we were the only two. And, no, three, because Keisha stayed in the house too. We were the only ones that got to see you on the aftermath. Had I not seen you on the aftermath, I would have never knew you were stressed out, because not one time did you break on set. You kept a solid poker face the whole time, and you never let anyone know that we were behind.
Wow.
Only reason we knew we were behind because we lived in the house. We were like, man, we got a whole half a script, you know. But you definitely took charge of that, and the reason why I feel like the project got done as well was the respect was there, because everybody, the way you treated everyone, you know, a lot of times, especially with your own people, I feel like you want to treat people how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
And you treated everyone the way, and we felt like we needed to treat you the same way as well. Because I feel like, you know, you made sure we were good at all times. You catered to each, no matter from the highest role to the smallest role. You worked with each person one-on-one. I'm talking about that is about 12 people on set, 12 actors, and 20 crew.
Yeah.
That you worked with, all the way down to the people that was helping on the project, from James and Darius and Demetrius, all the way up to the crew, where the whole crew respected you. And what was the dude's name? The guy, that the main cameraman?
Hezekiah.
Is that the guy that looked like the Fonz?
The Fonz? With the blonde hair?
Yeah, the one that was always like, let me get this one more shot.
Yeah, but I call him Kai.
Okay, Kai.
Yeah.
Kai, you could tell, definitely saw your vision.
Yeah.
Because he also was in it with you. Because like he looked like he didn't want to get I don't know how many times he made me get on my knees for this one shot. But he was with it. He was definitely with it. So I gotta honestly, now that you saw the project coming to the end, watching it on camera from behind the scenes, what was going through your head as this project was going on, like seeing stuff get done?
I didn't see the end until I was like, we got it. Was it in focus? Could you hear everybody? And once I got the okay from the sound department and, you know, the camera, whatever, then I was like, I just wanted to like pass out. Like, I'm like, we did it. We literally did something that people do not normally, averagely do. Averagely, new word.
New word. It's okay, because we're gonna talk about the new words that you created on set.
But you know, we did it, and I feel like as people of color too, even though our crew was, you know, a colorful crew or whatever, I'm not that type of person where I only want to work with this, you know, race, that race, or whatever. But I'm speaking to all of us on the camera, myself, Melanie, Mark, like the masterminds behind making this whole thing come to life came from the community, came from people of color. And that makes me proud. It makes me excited. It makes me happy. Not, you know, in a boastful kind of way. I'm still humble about it, but it's just a great feeling. Even when I look at some of the footage or some of the the photos and stuff, or whatever. It just kind of, I miss everything now. It feels like a wedding. It feels like, you know, it was a great, you know, what it felt like one night to me, but I don't remember a lot of moments, or I would do it all over again kind of thing, but I won't. We're not going to do 4 days again. We'll do 6, but no less than 6. But
is that Mel right there? Is that
where? Yes.
So shout out
to Mel.
To Mel, because we have Nikki on the show, but Mel is also. I wish I would send Mel the email so she could get in if she was in there. If Mel, are you near a laptop? Cause I would love to have you on here as well. This like
she is such a hater when it comes to being on camera. We're trying to literally fight with her now to get her to do her interview.
Mel is also this is I'm not gonna. This is Kobe. This is Shaq and Shaq of the project. This is Shaq. She said she's running away now. It's okay, man.
No, man. Wait, so can I tell you the story about how we did, like how we got to this moment?
Mel, let me tell you the last night, right? Mel was like, now Mel was more like, but you could tell Mel was stressed as well because he had to get done. Mel was like, y'all better get that shit. Like, and I never heard her talk that, but she was like, y'all better get that shit together. Y'all better get that shit together. Like, she was like, yo, y'all better get this film going. But the both of you,
good night.
Yeah, the both of you guys were an incredible team, and you know, we appreciate you guys so much. This is what also there's a soundtrack.
Wait, before we get to the soundtrack, let me say this one quick story about me and Mel. So Mel and I, we both write and stuff. And so I guess I was like the guinea pig per se. I'm in LA, I'm out there, I'm in it or whatever. She's still in St. Louis. She's building, stacking paper, you know, whatever. But we would always write. So we had a project that she wrote called The Perfect Dunk before I moved to LA. We made all the wrong decisions, sending it out to this person, that person, or whatever. The script.
When you say wrong decisions, what do you mean by wrong decisions?
Like, we were trying to get investors on board, and so we thought, you know, like I made like a little packet, you know, like here's our, you know, potential cast. We have LL Cool J. We ain't had none of these people because we found out that the casting director. Have you heard of? I'm gonna say her name. Have you heard of Pamela Staten?
Mm-mm.
Nobody has. Nobody. Before I moved to LA, this woman was working with us, and she had all these people attached to Perfect Dunk. I'm just telling you, I never met her, whatever.
Yeah, I never met her either.
She was lying. You know, so we going around sending out the script to different investors looking for, you know, somebody to pick it, get on board or whatever. And I said it's a mistake because you never send your script out because someone stole the idea. They changed it up or whatever, and it became another movie with Queen Latifah in it. Let's just say that. But it crushed us because Mel, she noticed it first, like, this is the movie. This is our movie. I'm like, what? No. So anyway, we kind of tried to bring that script back to life, but we changed it. So now I'm being smarter about it. We changed it to a different title, and I'm like pitching it to different people. We got a name attached that she was a friend of mine. And her thing was, oh, it's too many locations. It's going to the budget going to be this. She just kind of was like shooting more stuff, you know, at us, and had Mel doing all these changes on the script. And so Mel was like, oh my God, I can't. This is like crazy. But she was rolling with the punches. That project never happened. So Mel and I kept talking or whatever. And I was like, you know what? We need to create something where it's one location, a minimum or whatever. So she finds this movie on Netflix. She's like, oh my God, look at this movie. It's a foreign film. And it literally was the blueprint for This Is Life film. One location, ensemble cast, one night. Because my thing was, we have to be smart, man. We have to be strategic in getting something done because we don't have the money right now to do The Perfect Dunk or this film or that film yet. So let's start with something or whatever. So that's how this all came to life for us to do it. And really, COVID-19 was a big part of this because it allowed her the time away being at home to actually sit down and write it and really push through and get it done or whatever. So I just want to say that part to show homage to her because she won't talk herself.
No, Mel, I'm going to keep Mel up on the screen for a while. Mel, you did. Yeah, yes, you did. You all did that. because Mel, you were, you put the life. This was your work. So, let me ask this question: the cast. Now we're gonna get into this. Y'all put the script together. Now you have to find the cast.
Okay.
How did you go about finding the cast? And now that the cast members played the characters that you guys had to bring to life, what was that like? What was that like? What was it like finding the cast members, and what was it like now seeing the characters get brought to life by the cast members that you picked?
Okay, so for me, it was very not frustrating, but very disheartening. I'll say that. That's a good word. Okay. Because in LA, if I have an idea right now, I can call 9 people and be like, yo, let's shoot this real quick, because everyone is talented and, you know, we're ready. We're always ready to go. Y'all know how it is, right? Yep. So I'm in St. Louis, you know. I don't know, you know, COVID has been going on for a year now. I don't know anybody creative outside of Mel and Demetrius at the time, you know? So I was just like, you know, how are we going to find people for this movie? So we did. Mel said, let me find some casting agencies. So she found a few different agencies. And I said, okay, let me go through. So I just literally pulled every Black person that was on each agency's website, put together a document. And I was like, Mel, pick your favorites. I'll pick my favorites. So she picked hers, she picked hers. Now, another thing I didn't really go into, when I was in casting, one of my mentors is in casting and stuff. So I learned a lot, even from afar, watching them work and whatever. I just kind of developed a niche with, you know, casting. So I was like, okay, so we had everybody cast except for your role, Carmen's role, Casey, the lead role, Keisha's role, and Jason, Alex's role, Smokey's role. And so the disheartening thing comes in because a lot of the talent here, no bueno. Like, it was just not good at all. So I was like, oh, let me send a note. Let me tell the agency to have this person do this or whatever. And it would just come back just still the same. So then I found this other agency and I spoke with the owner, and she just told me, she was like, look, I'm not even gonna waste my talent's time because they have regular jobs and this is just a hobby to them. And I was like, what? Like, in LA,
that's how they were speaking to you?
Yeah, that's what she literally told me. Like, she didn't even, because we had a lot of female submissions, but we didn't have any men. Like, we literally had no real male. Sean, Jancy, they were the only 2 male submitters or whatever that we got. So I'm like, we got 4 other people to cast. What are we going to do? So we found, should I say that? We found this other person in another state. And he was on board. He was cool. He did a good job. But then he just turned into, I don't know, LL Cool J. He needed his own limo and his this and that. And, you know, stuff that we had agreed upon. He came back, you know, trying to like pay his rent off or something. So I'm like, no, we're good. I don't need that kind of energy on set. So we cut him. So, it was just really, I really hated to hear that lady say that these people were just doing this acting thing as a hobby. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I had 27 jobs in LA just to fund my films. I didn't care about them jobs. That's why I would quit or do whatever. Here, being back home, people are literally working in careers, and this is something they do on the side. So it was kind of having to adjust to that. But Mel's sister in Nashville, she's a huge fan of Carmen. So she was like, what about Carmen? You know, see what she do. So Mel told me, and I'm like, oh yeah, we went to school with her brother. You know, like Brian was in our class or whatever, and he was cool. So I was like, oh my God, let me look. So I, you know, stalked her page, stalked their page. And then I saw y'all TikToks, you know, together. And I'm like, oh my God, no, this is it. This is the couple right here. And so Mel was like, well, we can't afford to do both. I said, no, you have to do both of them because of the dynamic and this and that. So we talked about it or whatever. She's like, all right, I get you. So boom, reached out to Carmen. She was reaching out to you on here, but I didn't know at the time. Yeah. And then Carmen, I kept sending Carmen DMs on Instagram. And then I was just like, you know, I know Brian, or I knew Brian, blah, 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 so-and-so. So I don't know, maybe it was the combination of both of us coming at y'all different ways that made her see the DM, or I don't know that part. But she finally got back and was like, okay, cool. And I was like, but look, we want your husband too, because y'all gonna play this, and that. So then we got that settled. So now all we have to cast is Jason. because the little Tyler Perry dude, he got too famous for us. So I'm like, ooh, okay. So Demetrius like, he would be in and out. Here's this one dude. I don't know if you guys know about him. He's a comedian. His name is Smoogie. I'm like, Smoogie? Okay, let me see. So now we're trying to figure out how we find Smoogie. So I'm searching and looking, doing searches, Google or whatever. And then I was like, let me ask Carolyn's agent, because Mel was like, I think he's represented by Carolyn's agent. So, we asked him. So we find Smoogie, have him audition. Even though he had it, we were just like, you got it.
Yeah.
So now we only had Casey to fill. And I'm like, Casey, I need somebody that I know and that I trust. And I thought about my good old friend, Keisha Cunningham from Nashville. She literally helped me drive to LA when I made the big move. We drove in 2 days. And her personality, like, she's always been on 1 Million or whatever. And I was like, she will be perfect for this. She's perfect. So I hit her up and she was like, what? So it just all came together. I felt like somebody in a comic book pulling all the greats together to save the world or whatever. Because everybody's here now.
No, it's crazy. When we got the script, Carmen was like, we had just had a back and forth that was similar to not exactly to what was in the script, but just a lot like the characters of. Can I say the name of the characters?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Of the characters of Chris and
Chris and Deanne?
No, Deanne wasn't Carmen, right? No.
Oh, you're talking about your character, right?
Yeah, Chris and Megan. Chris and Megan. It was so like us already. So where she was like, oh, okay, you're gonna love this. So I read it, but then as the script started going on, I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely us. This is how I would do this. This is how I would say it. So it was definitely fun to do it, man. One of my favorite interactions in there, like I don't want to give it away, is the by the interaction. You already know the one that hit me on the couch. Yeah, I like that. I like the picture you posted yesterday made me remember that. I was like, yeah, I can't wait for this to come out because that was I really enjoyed working with everybody from the crew down to the actors, the actresses, everyone was just so dope. So what's your vision? What are you and Mel's visions of the movie This Is Life?
So the goal is to we're going to do 3 private screenings, just for cast and crew, one here in St. Louis, Nashville, and then in LA. Mm-hmm. And we're just hoping that, nothing gets too crazy with COVID. I know you were talking about it earlier and the possibility of a shutdown or whatever. I'm just kind of hoping that even if we do if it goes that way with the shutdown, that I could have a relationship with a private vendor that wouldn't mind, hosting us to watch the movie together. Because it's a celebration. Like we did something 70-something pages in 4 days. Like that's, and it's good quality. The footage looks really, really good. So our plan is to do that first, to premiere it in the different cities so everyone can celebrate with each other. And then we're going to, I'm not going to say where, but we're going somewhere. We're going somewhere where people outside of us can see it and see everybody.
No, you don't have to put that out there. I'm excited. I definitely want to see the movie. I definitely want a bunch of people, everyone, to see the movie because people have been asking me questions since we did it. So I definitely cannot wait for people to see this movie and to see you guys work. What is the future of your guys looking like as far as more projects and just what do you see? What are your future goals as far as everything's going with all of this? Are you trying to go more of the Tyler Perry type where he built own studio in-house there, or you trying to go more of the Paramount and distribution? Or what are your guys' goals as far as the projects go?
Honestly, I think right now it's more of the create our own lane, make our own rules kind of thing. Because, you know, if we could create, and there are other channels and, you know, avenues where we can, you know, like how people do like Amazon or whatever, and they get the money back off the views and stuff like that. But I feel like because I've been out there and I've seen the game in LA, I've seen the game, we got to have at least 2 of them, you know, got to sell them we got to get them out there, you know, before we got to show our hand first. But I would say the goal is definitely more of a Tyler Perry, Will Packer kind of thing, a mix of the two, where, you know, first building the right team, getting the right people on board, true team players, people that are excited, people that are passionate. I don't need opportunists. I don't need nobody that's an opportunist. I dealt with enough of them in LA. I need people that eat, breathe, and sleep what they love to do, because that's what's going to get us paid, not how fast you can talk or this, that, you know, like those things, they wear off. So once we get the right people in place, then it's like, you know, I have a project that I want you to be the lead of. Mel has a project we want Carmen to be the lead of, or whatever. So it's just kind of using people that we know and trust, so that we can, you know, duplicate the same formula and perfect it, basically. Spike Lee, he worked with the same crew his entire career. You know what I mean? He put everybody on. So we're trying to put people on, crew-wise and on screen or whatever, so that we can all eat and come up together. So that's more our goal. If we have to use outside distributors for the first few rounds, that's fine, because it'll help bring in that revenue. But once we get our own rolling, we kind of want to build our own.
Okay. This is gonna be
oh Lord.
Top 3 dramas of all time. Yo, what are your top 3 dramas?
Top 3. The Color Purple.
Oh my God.
What? How you gonna?
We're gonna talk about that. Go ahead.
Okay, The Color Purple. You said dramas. Imitation of Life. Curious.
Now that's now you cooking. Go ahead.
And then The Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
I never saw The Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
Yeah.
So that I need to check that out. But Carmen is banned.
Why?
From showing me any more movies after The Color Purple. I just can never look at that. You know what? You know what was crazy about it? Because as I was watching it, I was like, "Is this a real movie?" But here's the part. She got mad because I laughed at a scene that I was like, like the dude in the beginning was like, "Effie, you've got the ugliest smile on this side," and I fell out. I fell out laughing because I was like, "Yo, what is this?" Right? But you know what it was? I guess maybe I should have watched The Color Purple. It was just so much comedy for me. Like, even at the end, I was just like, her sister was living out. Her sister traveled to Africa, found the kids, brought them back, right? And he was like, "Mommy, mama, this grown-ass man, right? Like, you would think, like, hey, what's up? Oh, you my mom? Okay, what's up?" He like, "Mommy." So I was like, I fell out. I just fell out laughing. Imitation of Life, classic.
Yes.
Classic movie. That disrespectful ass woman, that daughter, disrespect. She was like, her mama was like, "Listen, you don't have to, I won't tell nobody I'm your mother. Just give me a hug." She's like, "Come on, mom, get the hell on out of here." Like, I was like, oh, that's a sad. Okay, so Color Purple, Benjamin Button, and Imitation of Life. Top 3 comedies.
Okay, Friday, of course.
Okay.
Comedies. Okay, let me think. 2 Can Play That Game. And I'm trying to think of stuff I watch over and over and over again.
That game is dope.
This I kind of said I would. I mean, I don't know. Don't Get Away with Your Juice. No. Don't Get Away with, what is it? Drinking your juice in the whatever. I can't say.
Don't be a menace while drinking your juice in the hood. Okay.
I like the classic comedy kind of stuff.
Top 3 biopics.
Oh, definitely Ray. Ray is definitely at the top. Ray Charles. Who else have I seen? Oh, Tina Turner. I used to watch that literally every day.
It's Carmen's favorite.
And then the third one,
is it because she's from St. Louis? Isn't she from St. Louis too?
Who? Oh yeah, Tina.
Tina Turner from St. Louis?
Yeah, she actually is. Yeah.
St. Louis. Okay.
Third biopic. This is a good question. I've never. The Bodyguard. I don't know.
The biopic wasn't a biopic. Oh. Okay. All right. So I gave you 3. Okay. Top 3 documentaries. It's okay. Top 3 directors.
Okay, top 3 directors. I would say Spike, the Hudlin brothers, and I can't think of. Well, no, that doesn't count though. I'm thinking about film or sitcoms. Oh, he just passed away. John Singleton.
John Singleton.
Yeah.
Top 3 people that you want to work with, like your dream top 3 people that you. It could be an actor, director, anyone, or artist. Top 3 people you want to work with.
Top 3 people, and let me tell a story first. Number 1 is Denzel Washington. Okay, I met Denzel at a party in whatever year it was. Got a chance to get to him, talk to him. We were having a genuine conversation. He lets me tell him about The Secret Closet. That's the very first project I wrote, and did that. And I was like, I would love for you to direct it, blah, blah, blah. Because I was like, I'll give up my director credit so that you can direct it, blah, blah, blah. This is years ago, right? Before he even really got big on the directing thing. He literally said, because I told him what it's about and stuff, and he was like, send it to me. Have so-and-so send it to me. I was like, okay, I will. He's like, yeah, that sounds very interesting and blah, blah, blah. So I tell my whatever friend about it. No, I'm not sending that. So just kind of block the whole thing or whatever. So he is definitely number 1. I still have hope in when everything's gonna work out that somehow, some way I can afford him or he'll come on board and help EP it with me, that he'll do that project. So he's definitely number 1 with working with. Number 2 would probably be Beyonce in some form or fashion. And then 3 would probably be, I really respect this dude. I can't say his name. Oh, so sorry, sir. What is your name? He was in Lackawanna Blues. He's more of he's what I consider an underdog, but he's super Jeffrey Wright. He was in Lackawanna Blues. Every time he's in a project, he transforms. You don't know that it's him.
Let me ask you this question, because you said Denzel, number 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before I even ask you this question, top 3 actors.
Chris Tucker, Will Smith, and I'm only naming men. I'm sorry, women.
I'm gonna do actresses next. So you
okay.
go.
Oh yeah, you just say actor. Blonde moment. So Will Smith, and Denzel, I guess.
Denzel. Okay, and top 3 actresses.
Actress, we would say definitely Angela Bassett. Angela. Loretta Devine. And dang it, I was gonna say Kerry Washington / Viola Davis.
Okay. I think the guy's name was Ruben Hudson Santiago. Oh no, that's the name that she put up on the screen. That's an actor. Jeffrey Wright. I had this argument with someone where I had said, I know I'm gonna get a whole bunch of people upset when I'm about to say this. I love Denzel.
I know what you're about to say, but go ahead.
But Denzel is not someone that I will call. He's a great actor, but Denzel has played Denzel in every movie besides Training Day to where you saw an angrier version of Denzel.
And Malcolm X.
Huh?
And Malcolm X too, right?
And Malcolm X, yeah, Malcolm. But even with Malcolm X, Denzel, I couldn't tell you the difference between Remember the Titans Denzel and Malcolm X Denzel because they were both power. Like I'm just talking about Denzel has a swagger to him of where they'll be like, Denzel, just bring that swagger to the role, and Denzel does it. Wherein I said Jeffrey Wright knocks him out the box to me because I watched Jeffrey. The first time I saw Jeffrey Wright was on Shaft.
Okay.
Where he played Peebles. Where he's like, you best kill me. You best. And I thought he was Puerto Rican in that movie.
Exactly.
Right? I thought he was. So then I saw Jeffrey Wright in Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Right? And then I saw Jeffrey Wright in one of these dragon things, like the type of like what's that TV show everybody watched? I mean, he wasn't on that show, but he played one of those old political what's that show that everybody watches? It's like dragons and wizards and shit like that.
It's a show. I don't know.
What, I know they know what I'm talking about. The TV show that everybody was watching every weekend. It's like Fortnite. It's like some shit. Like everybody was like they were having party for it. It's called the guy's name was Frost. It was a long series.
Breaking Bad?
No, not Breaking Bad. What is the TV show with the dragons? There was a bunch of dragons and a guy with a sword. Game of Thrones. Right?
Oh, he was in Game of Thrones?
No, he wasn't in Game of Thrones, but he played one of those type of characters in a movie. Yeah. And I was like, yo, is that the same? So then when I saw that movie, and then I saw Jeffrey Wright in this new movie that is out on Netflix called All That. He plays like a dad who was like a thug and went to jail. Like Jeffrey Wright is just amazing on every aspect of acting. Like he's a character act. Like he could play. He never plays the same person.
Right.
You know. And that's why I always felt like I say Denzel. When people are like Denzel's a great, I'm like, nah. I love him. Trust me, I love him. But I always just see it's just like Michael B. Jordan. When I look at Michael B. Jordan is dope, but Michael G. Jordan is Michael B. Jordan in he's Creed in every movie. You know what I'm saying? He's just different in every movie. All dope dudes, but I think they said the movie's Westworld. So yeah, like he plays.
But you know what the difference is? The difference is that like Denzel, Jamie Foxx, Will Smith, Michael B. Jordan, they graduated to becoming brands. They're no longer artistes. So like you said, they're ordering. When I do a movie and I want, we need Denzel. But if you want an artist, Jeffrey Wright is definitely, he's just an artist. He gets to play but he's a character actor. So yeah. I feel you.
Even Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is like, look, Ray, but not just Ray. When he played the dude, oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Now, Now, this is where I want to bite what I said. Denzel, the only movie Denzel ever played in that I felt like I was like, okay, my fault, Denzel, was Roman J. Israel, where he played a lawyer. And I was like, yo, I never, because Denzel's swagger was gone. Denzel wasn't Denzel at all in that movie. So I apologize. If you see Roman J. Israel, that's probably the best movie that I can say if you want to be like Denzel went outside of that box. It wasn't Training Day for me. It was definitely that movie. It was definitely outside of that box in that movie. Tom Hanks is a guy that I always feel like plays outside of the box a lot of times, but then Tom Hanks becomes Tom Hanks in a lot of the films too. In a lot of the films. I try to watch Mr. Rogers on set at the house, but I fell asleep every time. So, you know, I like Delroy Lindo.
Okay, he's good. He's good.
I didn't like him in Five Bloods, but I definitely like Delroy Lindo. I feel like Westland was on the way of being the next major big black actor until the dude that played Black Panther. The dude that played Black Panther.
Is it Mahershala?
No. The dude that played Black Panther.
Oh, who just passed away?
Passed away. I don't know. I was about to say T'Challa, but that's not his. That's not his name.
He played James Brown too. Like people kind of sleeping on him.
He killed. Like I didn't. And that's the thing. When I saw Chadwick Boseman, Chadwick, for him to be able to play, even with Black Panther, to have that accent, and then going to James Brown, and then going to that Mama's Black Box that was just on Netflix.
Yes,
he's amazing. He's definitely amazing. Definitely amazing. Okay, top 3 worst movies you ever seen.
Okay, well, can I say something really random? I don't know why, but I want the This Is Life cast to do an escape room together. I'm just putting that out there. Okay.
So let me say this.
Okay.
I did an escape room before.
Oh Lord.
It's all about the teams.
The teas?
The teams that go in the escape room.
Okay.
I can't be in there with no panickers. I can't, because the escape room is like I went into an escape room with some comedians, man, and one comedian pissed me off, like, because he just kept joking, and I was like, nigga, I'm trying to get out of here. I'm trying to get out, but I think it'll be dope. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting, but I would love that would be dope. That would be. I mean, we need to start talking about part 2. Who we're gonna kill off?
Well, y'all started on set.
We got who we're gonna kill off. You know what I'm saying? I think Smokey's character is just not gonna make it. No,
y'all kill Smokey off.
Top 3 worst movies.
Okay, worst movies. My personal opinion, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say, I would say, Medea Boo.
God.
Part 1 and 2.
Medea Boo, but that's a scary movie.
It's I think he was trying to do kind of the satire thing. It's Halloween, but it's a comedy in a scary environment thing. But it's just
I got the hookup.
What?
Yeah, Nikki O said I got the hookup. I'm dying laughing.
Oh, yeah, that was like, I hate to. That may be a good one too. You know what was horrible though? Meet the Blacks. It was just
okay.
I couldn't get through it. And then probably, I don't know. I want to say CB4 only because there was a huge hole in the story. You remember the movie?
Yeah.
Their manager, the little old dude, he literally died. They had a funeral for him, but he was in the rest of the movie. I don't know if you remember that, but yeah.
I don't remember the movie too much.
Yeah. Just asking.
I don't remember the movie. Look, I don't have a top. I'm gonna tell you what my worst movie is. I talked about it yesterday. You might get upset. When you sit back, I went on a rant about this movie yesterday. But when you watch the movie now, it's just so toxic. Most toxic Black family I've ever. Soul Food.
Really?
So I got my facts to go down with it. First of all, Mama Joe,
the worst movie?
Huh?
You calling it worst?
One of the worst toxic films I've ever. Mama Joe ain't shit. Okay, let's break it down.
You ain't talking about Big Mama like that.
Big Mama, no. See, everybody felt bad when Big Mama died. The doctor told her sugar was high, and she went home and cooked mad 20 sweet potato pies, 30 greasy ass turkeys, right? Like this table full of death. Then one of her daughters was a hoe, right? Right. Look, Vivica Fox slept with Terry's first boyfriend and had the nerve to have kids. She had kids with him, right? All right. Terry moves on. She meets another man. He makes music. What does Mama Joe do? Bring cousin Hope in here. Hope had sex with her husband, right?
In the studio. In the home studio.
In the house, in the studio, in the stew, right? Okay. Nia Long Bird, she's a barber, right? She's supposed to know how to cut hair. Did you see Ahmed's? Google Ahmed from Soul Food. Did you see his haircut? That whole movie, this kid had the worst line on the block. She like that is child abuse. That is child abuse, right? Then Mama Joe loses her leg, and the kid that she calls her Sweet Pea lies to the whole family, brings all the enemies to the house. And what happens? Uncle Joe was locked in a room by Mama Joe, her brother, her sister locked this man in this room for years. He didn't even know what year it was. All the money in his TV set, just all the way. He was like, "Whoa!" To drop the TV. I didn't know it was bad until I watched it again. I was like, man, this is a bad movie. Like this is dysfunction all over. This movie was just Soul Food. I watched Soul Food just to keep finding the shit that was wrong.
I see.
Every time. The second worst movie for me is the black, what's the Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Because
Elise Neal? I mean, no, with Kimberly Elise.
Kimberly Elise. I don't like any movie Kimberly Elise is in.
No, Set It Off.
She listen. Set It Off. I mute every time she talks because she is just someone you don't take on a bank heist or just on a bank heist. She's just annoying in every movie. She's like, I need that money. Like that movie. I didn't believe her and then in the Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Like, remember when she smacked him upside the head? She's like, now you listen. I was like,
how do you know this part so clearly?
How we go? Listen, Kimberly Elise, man. First of all, congratulations to her. She's working, but I'm gonna let you know. I will buy a ticket and give it to someone else.
No.
She's annoying in every move. Beloved.
Oh, she was in Beloved.
She was in Beloved, Set It Off, and then she was in that, and then Shamar Moore.
The braids
with sewing cornrows. That was the movie that let you know good guys finish last. Because remember, Shamar Moore was like, the guy. First of all, you saw this man throw her out in the front of the house. She cussed you out, threw water at you. He falls in love in 2 weeks. All for her to leave him and go abuse her husband. And to go abuse her. Yeah, that was the second worst. And then take one of Titanic.
Really?
Titanic was 2 tapes.
Oh, I don't. Okay, so why take one? Take one.
Because all of that shit was unnecessary. Just get to the ice. I just felt like when I watched that movie, everybody was on the same type of time. Like, you guys could have just had started the movie with the boat hitting the ice and then filmed an hour and 45 minutes of what happened after. Like, all that stuff that happened in the beginning was just so unnecessary. That's called unnecessary writing. we didn't need to know Jack's friends. Because when they saw Jack's friends die, right? I was like, y'all could have just started it from here when he got hit by the boat. Why do we care about the love scene with Rose and Jack, right? Because we all. But what did we find out in that movie, Nikki? What did we find out? That Rose ain't shit. Rose does not know how to share, and she ain't shit. Right? She took her ass, took her heavy ass on that piece of wood. He found the wood. She could have said, "Hey, let's take turns." Right? He in the water. She had the nerve to tell this nigga, "I'm cold." What? You cold? I'm in this water freezing. Fish are biting my kneecaps. And then what did she do? When she wake up, he's frozen dead. Right? The people. She gets help. What does she do? She throws him in the water. Not like come on, that man dragged your ass all over this boat, right? On this boat. You know what I'm saying? But you know what that let me know about Rose?
What?
Belle Biv DeVoe was right. Don't trust the big butt smile, because that girl is poison. Had he never linked up with her, he probably would have lived. He would have lived. Jack was tactical. He would have lived, but he fell in love with her. And look what happened. She killed off all his friends. One friend got shot. Other one got hit by a tuba. Right? And then she threw the diamond away. At the end of the movie. Useless writing. Titanic, the first 2 hours was the worst I've ever seen in my life. I'm sorry, Nikki. I had to vent.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
We should do a black Titanic, right? Let's do a black version, right?
How long would that be?
It would be a short, because here's what happens. As soon as we see the ice, we just get off the boat. We're like, all right, come on, everybody's leave. And we get off. We get off. Last question. Top 3 Netflix movies.
Ooh, let's see here. Top 3 Netflix movies. Okay, I would have to say, I know it's not a movie per se, but it's like a brand, Black Mirror, about like the different stories or whatever. Mm-hmm. What is it called? I Care a Lot, about the, is that the name of it? I think it's called I Care a Lot, about the white lady that's basically taking advantage of older people, like getting rich off these old people. Mm-hmm. That's really dope. I support that, but the writing was really great. And I don't know, Netflix. Definitely not the one with Nia Long and oh boy, it was horrible.
Wait, with Omar Epps?
Yes.
Yo, me and Carmen love that movie.
Wow, it was horrible. Why? Who runs like that? The running, the plot.
Wait, the husband was soft. I can understand she divorced him, because he was just getting his ass whooped the whole time. Like, I'm like, come, what are you doing? How are you protecting this family? What are we doing?
Horribly.
And guess whose fault all that happened? Guess whose fault all that happened? Nia Long.
She didn't know he was crazy. That was her old friend.
Hey, what did she do? He said she texted her husband. She said, "Oh, I'm with my homegirl." She deserved every piece of everything that happened in that movie. The little boy got shot, and everybody just moved on with their life. Like, imagine you send your son to go date her little ungrateful ass daughter, right? And the psycho takes him out, and everybody just goes on. Like, they just send him to college. They go back to making love in their little whack ass house. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, come on, what was that about? Yeah, there's a movie, Denzel's son, right? I think he has a son. Does he have a son that's in acting? He was in Tenet.
Oh, Malcolm and Marie. Yeah, but yes.
I hated Malcolm and Marie. Oh my God.
I'm a mixed bag about it.
I hated Malcolm and Marie.
Why?
Let's break it down.
Oh Lord.
Malcolm complained way too fucking much. No black woman is gonna stay with no man that just complained. He complained for 2 hours. 2 hours. Like, you would think he would come home. Hey babe, let's drink some wine. Let's make some. He just argued about this award. Well, I'm like, man. And then the girl, what's her name?
Zendaya.
I didn't believe her. She belongs in Disney movies.
It
Like,
was hard to see her that way. Yeah.
yeah, I felt like a pedophile watching that movie. I was like, nah, no, you was just a Spider-Man. No, you were playing a team. You don't belong in this. Like, she didn't have. I didn't see it. I didn't really like that movie at all on Netflix. I was very upset. We watched that movie and I was like, man, what is this shit? What that and Five Bloods was the two worst movies I saw on Netflix.
What was the other one?
Five Bloods was with Delroy Lindo and Chadwick Boseman. That was when Delroy Lindo played himself at 19 and at 80, looking the same. Like, they didn't change the actors out. They just used the same actors through the whole movie in Five Bloods.
I have not seen
Five Bloods. Temptations or Five Heartbeats?
Five Heartbeats. Cause I gotta that twist in the chair.
Okay, good one. I like both played by Leon, who's another amazing actor.
Yeah, very true.
He's very, very underrated. Leon is responsible for two dope ass singers between David Ruffin and Duck's brother. He did an amazing job in both movies, and he was in Cool Runnings. A lot of people don't even remember that.
He was. Oh, he was. He was. Yeah.
He was definitely in Cool Runnings. Nikki, I had such an amazing time with you today on the show. I want to say this, between, like, we had such an amazing experience on the movie set. Such an amazing experience you and Mel provided for us on the movie. I've been bragging about it. I can't wait for my followers to definitely check this movie out. First of all, guys, please follow. It's just the way it is on the name I just put on the screen on Instagram. Please follow her on Instagram. You want to follow her, so follow Nikki Whalen. Then I want you guys to go to this website, www.
This morning.
Did you subscribe to the website?
No, it's just, no.
Well, pin the shit. Pin it.
Yeah, you can do
pin it, guys. And because I don't know when the movie's coming out. Whenever they finish the movie.
We're aiming for October. And then they can follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We have a Facebook page now and our Instagram.
What's the Instagram page?
Instagram is thisislife_movie.
There you go. This is life_movie.
Facebook is just This Is Life Movie.
Make sure you guys follow all of that shit. All of it. If you guys would support, I want you guys to definitely watch this movie. And I want you guys to follow the pictures, follow the casting, follow everything, follow all the cast members that were in the movie. Make sure you guys go ahead and check it out. I appreciate you guys so much, between you and Mel, for having me, actually for being on the show as well. And I cannot wait to see what other projects you guys have coming down the line. Is there anything that you want to promote on the show before you go? Anything you want to promote? Anything you want to let people know besides the movie that you want them to see? Or
no, I mean, I'm having a screening, a premiere in Chicago in about 3 weeks for a film.
Look at that.
Back in June. So if you're in the Chicago area, follow me on social media and I'll send you the invitation.
There you go. Nikki, thank you so much. I'm gonna call you after this as well, but thank you so much for being on the show. It was an absolute pleasure. We have to get Mel.
Yes.
She has to do it. I hope she has to do this sooner or later. She has to do press.
Demetrius trying to work on her. So, if you could tag in, get her
she
on.
Has to do, definitely. She has to do. Does she have an Instagram?
She does not. She's gonna get one. She's gonna get one, but she's not ready yet. She's a very private person. Very, as you saw, very low key, real chill. But we're trying to pull her out a little bit. I'm like, just put your pinky toe out. Just show people your pinky toe. It's okay.
Yeah, show a pinky, a finger, or even come on the screen with a blank screen, and it's a way where you could just have like your emoji talking.
We can do that, or we could do like they do in those old talk shows when they. That's not funny. I'm not gonna say that. Never mind.
Thank you so much for coming on the show, Nikki.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely, I appreciate you so much.
Appreciate you too.
All right.
Bye.
Everybody, that was Nikki Whalen, man. Make sure you guys support this woman, man. She's a hard worker. She has so many projects in that's out. So make sure you guys definitely support her. Mel B as well. Mel B doesn't have any social media, but thank you, Mel, as well. She's the writer of the project as well. So those projects that you saw, please just know that she is also a major. Both of them are major on the projects. So make sure you guys just support this film. It'll mean a lot. Also, tonight, you guys already know what it is. It is Dipset versus the Lox. I will be unavailable because I will be watching the battle. Depending on how I feel, if I am not hungover after the battle, I may do a recap tonight right after it's done, or I might just do it in the morning. Either way, you guys are getting a Dipset recap, Dipset versus the Lox recap. So I hope you guys check it out. Please, like Angela Levette said, please leave comments on the show after it's done. Please leave comments in the comment section after the show is done. Please leave comments. To be a part of the recap, to enjoy the recap tonight or tomorrow morning, please watch the versus battle so you guys know what I'm talking about as well. Because I remember we did the Bobby Brown versus other battle. Some people was like, "Oh, I didn't see it," and I'm just like, I'm going to spoil it. It came on live, so it's not a spoiler. So make sure you guys check it out. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Please leave comments as soon as the live is done. Y'all have a good day. Peace.